Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone. Uh, this is evening and 1st of the November, and last night I was just observing the reference judicial orders vide the Article 184 Clause 1. The huge bulk of the civil properties in the Pakistan is a question which apparently posing in the public sector, and the public is trying to convince it with the acquittal rate of the same within the senior civil judges courtrooms, and apparently the advocates are trying to convince the conviction rate of the economy. My prescriptions of the rights of the easements as well in the tenancy agreements would have been considered, but alas, the Republicans have, as per their daily record rule, the entries within their self-generated consensus within their self is a question line. As I told so many times that there is a difference between the tenant at will, there is a difference between the lessee or whatsoever. The causes of the manipulation of the females, these are the modes of assessments under the equity reform unions in the Pakistan. The civil properties, the major proportion of the issues of the Republicans, what the Article 199 could be a question lines of the same observations while having a proper baseline solutions. These depictions of the facts as per my observations regarding my extinguishment of the liabilities, regarding myself, regarding my observation, regarding my self-esteem, which is not below the belt right now, and I just observe that the affirmative facts of the keen relationships of the Republicans have differed and impaired with the double jeopardy. Uh, Double jeopardy is a Latin phrase which it, that no one should be punished twice, but alas again, when we just observe that here, the aggressor under the aggression of the innocence, the aggressor under the aggression of the innocence appears in the public sector as per my observations. I just totally observe these issues, and I just observe myself that what the beggars are doing everywhere. They were aggressors once upon a time. Today, I would be very glad to discuss the story of the issues of the vagabond earning individuals. This is a new term which I just invent after just revocation of the October. That the vagabond approved criminals in the street, and you have a family inside your house. Now, hereafter a question arises in your brain, in the central point of your neurology, whether you like it or not. That is a question, and you would not be spared by the same. In fact, while extending your life in the extension of the human resource known availability as well, the females have raised, the males declined, the perfect males deferred, the predominant societies of the humans exist, the prehistorical warfare exist. And when I just observe myself as per my consideration of the lawful observations, that the Article 184 subclause 1 would have been considered under civil properties of the LDA, the Lahore Development Authority. When I just observed the FDA and LDA and so many subdivisional departments of the civil property authorities, the depiction of the wrong entries of the mutation is apparently posing in the sectors, divisional ones, whether they like it or not. Often of the times, unlawful and illegal Act 2005 would be accrued, Section 5 would be there. I assume the consumption of the consideration of the constraint point of the same, while just observe that the lawful restraint to the observations of the defection clauses with the abstract line is a question which is not being understood by the Republican under their pointations of the rotation of lawful pen in their hands, while as an applied duty judges. This video is being protected under the Witness Protection Act 2018 because I have read a lot of the law statute. That's the way I just portrayed a lot of the lawful considerations in the favor of the Republicans. I know that these videos do not benefit myself. I just portray the benefit point and the beneficiary of the Republicans. The second point is that the land mafia in the Pakistan, we have to be very conserved with ourselves that the land mafia in the Pakistan had raised and the original aggrieved parties, especially females, under the subordination of the malified humans, males, are suffering huge in quantity and quality. The quality females are suffering as well, and the quality male as well. When we multiply the 80%, the non-quality, or you can say that the disqualified individuals, thereafter what we seek is a shelter of extinguishment of to ourselves, that where we stand in the practical area, that what to expect from the public and what to extinct from the public at the fiscal deficit disorder. I just assume my composition of the laws, and therefrom to refrain from the laws is not a loss, is a great observation which should have been compiled by the same in the impositions of the leverage of the points. I just assume that when I just observe the raised amount of the females, when I just observe their males, their men dominant pre-men dominant societies, that such males do not want to have the empowerment that is called the females empowerment operative channels in the Pakistan. I was totally shocked and I am totally out of my senses. As I always said that I'm always out of my senses as to observe the public scales of not downscaling the public leverage of the negligence. It is a public issue. That's the way, as an advocate of the upper courts, I have to portray that the public negligence is a common negligence, civil negligence, which should be rectified, which should be modified, which should be certified under the certifications of the public litigant. Today, the consideration of the opposition is not a question. Today, the opposition is a question. Today, the opposition, under the opposition, appears to be the governance. This is a very crucial situation in the applied electronic transactions, as per my observation that the electronic transaction ordinance, that 2002, that the electronic transactions ordinance 2002 portrayed that the multimedia channels would portray the authentified or authenticity of the news, but alas again, under the research analyst report by the research analyst report section 2 and 3 and the act of 2015, I have read a lot of the articles, statute, federal statute. I just represent the federal statute. The provincial autonomy say that the federal autonomies are not willing to portray to help them. The federal autonomies portray to be in the part of the legislative failures. So if the both of them are not willing to extend the mental approach, to extend the sentimental disorder of the Republicans under the bulk of the economics, thereafter the society would collapse and the huge failure of the society would be there. So we should be very cautious regarding portraying the opinions in the advancement of the relationships to the each other. We should respect each other without having any profit or. But today it is a very different scenario that without any profit and loss, we are not willing to extend ourselves to meet to a person to whom we have no profit or no loss. This is the phraseology regarding the Republicans under the fiscal deficit disorder. So these are my feelings. So I would like to discuss the compositions of the Article 184 that the Lahore Development Authority and the Republicans, what they are doing and what should have been done with the Pakistanis, that they are the land is free, but the areas of the land remainder and the issues and the civil issues, the baseline issue is the civil issue, and but the public is not trying to convince themselves to abide by the same. Stay blessed. The advanced comparative constitutional advocate Gulraiz Ashfaq, 1st November